This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Happy Sunday to everybody. Okay, so the whole Cuffy situation and the Tammy Cowan situation, I kind of did a video talking about this about a year or two ago in depth. And right now, we're piecing the puzzles together, and we're going to piece them together even more later on tonight after I report some new fresh news after this story right here. I'll have some fresh news like right after 12 or 1 o'clock. But I wanted to start the day with this. So this is let's go through this. And, this is what's kind of in the closet with Meech, okay? Death before dishonor, all this other stuff he's preaching. It goes against all that. And we don't know to the extent, and it could get broken down in this documentary. How much did he know? Was he working, talking to feds himself? We don't know, because they guaranteed him it wouldn't come out if Cuffy didn't go to trial. Cuffy is a guy out of St. Louis, and the Gatling family. And there was two Gatlings. One was home when BMF blew up in Atlanta. The other one was home I guess they were both home in the 80s and 90s when BMF set up in St. Louis. But this particular Cuffy Gatling went to jail. This is how Blue DaVinci didn't even know him. This is what's so funny about this. So Blue DaVinci was mentioning this. Blue DaVinci didn't even know this guy. This guy was in jail from 1998 to 2008 or something like that. He missed the whole music thing of BMF. He was around when they weren't even really BMF. He was around when it was T and Big Meech. And they met in 1990. And I guess Big Meech was great friends with Cuffy, okay? And his brother. Now, let's just, I'm going to deep dive into this more later. So don't be like, oh, Jordan, you missed this and this. I've listened to a couple interviews from Cuffy, right? And he got done dirty, okay? And indirectly by Big Meech. Big Meech is on his paperwork and not as a confidential informant. This other girl is Tammy. And Tammy is the one that owns the rights to Big Meech's story, right? And he did that prior, 2008 probably, around there, right? Somehow she befriended him and got the rights, right? So when Cuffy was doing a movie, and this is loosely piecing all these interviews together, he was doing a movie on his experience from his perspective. And Big Meech's story is owned by Tammy, so he connected her with Tammy. In the midst of him talking with Tammy and everything, she became an informant for allegedly, okay? I mean, there is paperwork on it, so she was, okay? And somehow, some guy Meech knew, some guy Meech met. It was a not just some guy. It was a cartel guy. He met him in Detroit, and this guy ended up beating his case, but he really liked Meech. So this guy's out, and somehow he connects with Cuffy through Meech, right? Or through Tammy, or through Meech, something like that, right? All I know is what happened is here, Tammy was dealing with Cuffy because she owns the rights to Meech's story. Meech connected them. In the midst of them being connected, somehow this connect gets dragged into this. And he ended up beating his case again on this, but dragged into this. Or supposedly he was supposed to drop off some work to Cuffy, and somehow Tammy was able to find out that information, and which wasn't true. And he got time for conspiracy of some sort, right? From Tammy, right? Even though the case ended up falling apart in court due to Tammy sleeping with an agent, and, you know, obviously she was getting paid to be a CI, right? But Cuffy is blaming Meech because he connected Tammy and Cuffy. But Meech wasn't aware that she was a CI during that time. It's not like he said, okay, now you're going to work with this guy and you're going to become a CI. I think that just happened. And yeah, in a sense, Meech was the bridge between the two of them and got Cuffy in trouble. And of course, Meech is going to be in the paperwork because it makes it juicier. You know, you got a big guy like Big Meech, and the paperwork, it gets more attention. Cuffy got 27 years. Some of those, he served 10 for one thing already. I think it was the conspiracy or something. But there's another 17 for like some ghost gun and ghost drugs that never existed that are on his case that he'll probably end up beating. But for him to be coming out right now through his daughter, who I don't even know how old she is, but maybe she was too young to even realize all this, and she's going off her dad's word. To call Meech a snitch is a stretch. To blame him for connecting him and Tammy together is accurate, right? But he didn't know. What a mess for Big Meech. What a mess. And he can't do anything because Tammy owns the rights to his story and she's doing all the business for the BMF story. It's just what a mess. This is where it goes with trusting the wrong people. So do I think Big Meech is a snitch? No, but I think Whack 100 and Blue DaVinci are really trying hard to paint that and using the Cuffy, who was friends with Meech, to paint that really hard to get the stink off of Blue DaVinci that he cooperated by debriefing and getting a safety valve. This has been broken down many times. You only get a safety valve if you have something to share. In the debriefing, which he hasn't produced the debriefing paperwork, would say that he's not a CI. Blue DaVinci wasn't like a cold-hearted snitch like O-Dog, right? But, you know, he worked, he took a deal, you know, of some sort, you know, where he, you know, confirmed what they had. Probably confirmed the limo was real, you know. Probably Ralphie gave it up and he confirmed, you know, he was the second person to confirm it was real, which turned out to be real. And that's that. But I see what's going on. It's smoke and mirrors. This story just doesn't stop going, you know. It just keeps on going. Blue DaVinci would have to produce his debriefing paperwork to prove he's not a snitch, and he's probably not going to do that because he's the only one that has it. It's not public. It's a safety valve, unless they release the valve, to my knowledge, right? If they release the valve, that means you have to go in court and be on papers, right? I don't know, man. This whole thing is so messy, and I don't think Big Meech cares anymore. I mean, he's lost most of his life to these charges, you know. He's been in there for 17 years now or something like that. It's crazy. So 17 years in jail, and probably only cares about his son doing well right now, you know, because his son's the one that's going to be able to take care of everybody legally. Anyways, we'll dive more into this Cuffy thing later. He's done a lot of interviews. And to find out he wasn't even around from 98 to and on is like, and Blue DaVinci's mentioning him. The whole thing is like, it stinks. I hope you guys like that. So yeah, he's serving 27 years. He's mad. And now Tammy Cowan might get exposed because of what Big Meech, the backstabbing 50 Cent like that. and taking a picture with Rick Ross, and then Southwest T taking pictures with Supreme Son, well, alleged son. 50 Cent's like, okay, you want to play like that? We could play like that. We could tarnish the name, or it could be. He's just letting them know, I got this in the tuck. It is what it is. And these guys, I don't get the Flannery brothers, man, because it's like, you guys came out of doing 20 years, and you got the hit show. 50 Cent picked it up, did right by it, and you guys are mad. You guys aren't making enough money off of it. Little Meech is making millions. What do you think? Now that you're home, you can do it yourself? Maybe that's what they think. Maybe that's what they think. Like, yeah, we don't need 50. We can do if the show goes away, nobody's gonna want to watch another one. This is it. There's been a million documentaries and this and that. This is it, buddy. Done. You even praised 50 in this one where you said, what he's done is priceless. Nobody else ever helped them to go into path of legitimacy. But 50 Cent is. And then, it's just crazy, man. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button. Peace.